Okay, Unit 2, Part 2, two-step equations. We spent all last lesson working on one-step equations. To solve a one-step equation, we use the properties of equality: addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division properties of equality. Those properties say anything you do to one side, you must do to the other side of an equation to make sure that it stays true. Again, if we see addition, we want to use subtraction to get rid of addition. If we see subtraction, we want to use addition. Likewise, if we see multiplication in our equation, we're going to use division to get rid of it. And if we see division, then we'll use multiplication to cancel it out. Let's take a look.
Okay, so when we're working to solve an equation, we want to keep in mind get x by itself. In this problem, there are a couple things happening to x. We're adding 8 to x, and we're multiplying x by -1. In order to get rid of that multiplication, we need to get rid of the addition first. So we're going to subtract 8 from both sides. That cancels it out over here, leaving us -x equals, well, 3 minus 8 is -5. Now, to get rid of the negative in front of the x, we have to divide by -1. That cancels out, and we get x equals, well, -5 divided by -1 is just 5. So we use the subtraction property of equality and the division property of equality to solve this problem. It took 2 steps. This problem looks a little more intimidating because we have a fraction, but you'll see we're going to take the same approach as we did on the last problem. Before we can solve this problem and get x by itself, we need to subtract 5 from both sides. So again, we're going to subtract 5. 26 minus 5 is 21 equals, well, x over 6. Now, x over 6, a fraction, remember, a fraction is division. So if we want to get rid of division, we have to multiply. Change colors here so you can see it. So we multiply by 6. We now have x alone by itself, and we take 6 times 21. That is 126. Again, took 2 steps. We subtracted, and then we multiplied. Let's try one more before we get into some story problems. Again, we want to get x by itself. This one, again, has a fraction. Going to get a little tricky, but definitely something we can do. We're going to start by subtracting 7 from both sides. That's going to leave us with -4/3 x on the left side, and 4 minus 7 is -3 on the right side. Now, you may recall from middle school, to get rid of a fraction, you actually multiply by its reciprocal. Reciprocal means we're going to take the fraction and flip it. 3 over 4, remember that's a negative. If I multiply by -3/4 on one side, I have to multiply by -3/4 on the other. See what happens? We can cross cancel, okay? And we multiplied by that reciprocal on purpose because that's going to get us our x by itself. On the right side, we have to use our trick of multiplying a whole number and a fraction where we make that whole number into a fraction, and then we multiply straight across. Top with top, -3 times -3 is 9, and bottom with bottom, 1 times 4 is 4. So our solution to this problem is 9/4. Again, if we took that solution and plugged it in right here, that would make this equation true. That's what the solution does. Okay, let's take a look at a couple story problems. The first one, number 4. Salem and Gabby are both competing in triple jump at their school. Gabby can jump 2/3 of the distance that Salem can jump, and we know Gabby can jump 30 feet. How far can Salem jump? So we want to take the information we have in the problem. Gabby can jump 2/3 the distance that Salem can jump. So the jump that Gabby can make, G, is going to be equal to 2/3 of Salem's jump. So let's call that S. And now we have an equation. Well, we also know that Gabby can jump 30 feet. So we can substitute 30 into that equation. Replaces G, and we have 2/3 S. From the previous problem, we know to get rid of a fraction, we're going to multiply by its reciprocal. So I'm going to multiply, even though it's out here, I'm going to multiply by 3/2. And I have to do the same thing out here. Okay, we cross cancel, so 3 and 3 are gone, 2 and 2 are gone. That gets us S, our variable is by itself. And now we have to make 30 a fraction and multiply straight across. 30 times 3 is 90. 2 times 1 is 2. And when we simplify that, S equals 45. Salem can jump 45 feet. That's a pretty good triple jump. Okay, last one, and then we'll let you get to some work. Paige and 2 friends are going out for pizza. They split 1 pizza and 3 drinks. The cost of the pizza is $15, and they spent $18.75. Find the cost of 1 drink. First of all, let's write an equation for what they ordered. They ordered 1 pizza, they ordered 3 drinks, and we know that that costed $18.75. Okay. Now we also know the pizza was 15 of that. So we have $15 we can sub in for P. Then we have 3D, and we have $18.75. From here, we just move the cost of the pizza over to the other side using the subtraction property of equality. Those cancel out, and we end up with 3D equals, well, 1875 minus 15 is 375. And to solve this, we just have to do what to both sides? We have to divide by 3. So D is going to equal 375 divided by 3, and I know that is 125. The cost of 1 drink is 125. So there you go. All right, that's solving 2-step equations. We're going to keep working. Next lesson, we'll be solving multi-step equations, so 2 or more. Have a great day.